We are recording once again. Welcome to Rock Vapes. Welcome all you YouTubers, vapors, and vaping voyeurs. Welcome once again. Today, and I've got several items from a company called, I hope I don't get this wrong. It's either Anais or Anais. A-N-A-I-S. You can visit them at the, as you can see in the corner, udvape.com. But today we're going to be going over one of their tanks they call the Will tank. It's got a couple interesting, quirky things about it, but in the end, I found it actually worked for me. And I'll show you what I'm talking about, but first let's go ahead and show you a couple of images, go over a couple of the details, and we're going to go down low and show you up close and personal. So, no better time than the present. Let me go ahead and get you started here. As you can see here, base hardware. You see you have the base Pyrex tube. That thing in the middle, yes, is the coil. You'll see that when we go down up close. Then you have a metal sleeve, a seal top, a top cap, and then the 510 drip tip. So, wasn't that a lot of fun? But I know that was a lot to cover. But let me get another one in here real quick for you. Give you kind of a better. Oh, I'm just not good at showing images today. That's not the right image either. So, how about just back to me, and we'll just go and do the up close personal. Sorry about that. Hey, Rock, just get your story straight, man. So here we go. It comes in a nice little box like such. You open it. Of course, you will get the user's manual, which, let's see here, is pretty self-explanatory. But I'll walk you through a lot of the stuff on there, and of course, a lot of the warnings there as well. Normally, there'd be the tank, which I've been using it. That way, I can give you a true opinion of how it works. But you will get some extra, looks like just, yep, extra O-rings, extra glass, and an extra coil. Yes, that, folks, is the coil in between my ugly fingers. So, that is the coil, believe it or not. So, enough of the packaging. Show us the Will tank. I'm getting there. Excuse me. So here we go. This is the rainbow version. They do have, and I thought I had a picture here. Picture pages, picture pages. Let me see. I may have just, give me just a second, folks. Yep, there we go. I knew I just forgot to load it. Boom, there you go. As you can see, you got the rainbow and silver as the primary two. And of course, it goes in the description there. Get that out of the way so you can see. And that is actually true. 99% less condensation than most tanks. Leak-free, at least from what I've experienced, that is true. 304 stainless steel material. So, let's go back down low. So, this is the rainbow. And at first when I got this, it looked almost like it was an antiqued rainbow. But once I cleaned it up, it shined up real nice and bright. Of course, you have their logo there, but it blends in very well with the coloring. You see all the air holes on the side. And yes, right up front, I'll tell you the air holes are non-adjustable, folks. But I find with this particular tank, it's just fine. And you'll see what I'm talking about here as we go along. Of course, you have your 510. Let me get a little bit more light for you. Whoa. Yes, like I said, this is a 510. Boom. Now, for some reason, this black part actually unscrews off of this. I don't know why. I don't know if that means you're supposed to be able to use other, or they're going to sell other casings. I don't know. But anyway, that's 510. Then this next part, you'll see with my ugly hands. Let me take it off camera there for a second. There we go. This little piece right here, you can actually unscrew. And as you can see, that's where your airflow and the vapor comes from. So you don't have to worry about any spit back because of that. Then once you look further down, you'll see that the coil, and you'll see how the airflow works. See, there's the air holes. It comes in, I don't know if I can show that well enough, but it goes in at an angle. You'll be able to see that better when I take this next part up. Between here and here, it does separate. There we go. Boom. So now you see the coil. Get a little bit better idea of how that works. Now to finish, if you were to clean this, yes, you can just pull this on out, unscrew the top, and all this does come apart, and then you can clean. But you see the coil just sets in there. The bottom touches this connection here. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and put this back together. Make sure that's lined up just right. Go back. Nice smooth threading, actually. Go ahead and put this back on. This one's a little bit. There we go. But I love the rainbow that they did on this one. This one's real nice. And then of course your 510. So wipe my hands off there for a second. We'll let you know right up front. There's the name Will. As you can see, that 510, yeah, no hybrid dreams there. So that is the Will tank, separated and broken down, put back together. I already got juice in it, so now let's go ahead and come back up top. And here we go. I did a review for this, their same company. Oop, upside down. Same company. They call this their Aegis mod. Very easy for a starter to get. I mean, just extremely easy to use. Anyway, I'm not gonna go there. If you want to check out the review for it, but I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on here. This is a 22 millimeter. I think it's a 22 millimeter tank. Yes, 22 and a half, excuse me. 22 and a half millimeter by 56 high. The resistance of the coils there says 0.5 ohms and then 0.3 ohms. So they got two options. Recommended output 50 to 80 watts. And they're pretty much dead on that recommended output, or recommended wattage, as to say. So, turn that down. This one's the 0.3, reading 0.31. I'm going to do it at 53 watts. I get a really good vape on this. No leaking. No leaking whatsoever. I have not had a single problem with leaking from this tank. And of course no spit back either, because you saw how that tip was, where it has that little plate. The air has to go around, then up into the drip tip. The flavor is actually really good on regular juices. It doesn't matter if it's fruits, desserts. You get a really good, I'll say decent flavor off of this. Where this thing, in my opinion, really shines, throw some Nick salt solution in there. Currently, I have Black Note, a company that makes a tobacco, naturally extracted tobacco e-juice with a Nick salt solution. It's a 50-50 blend. That's where this thing shines. If I put this particular Nick juice in any other kind of tank, regular factory tank with the factory coils, no way I'd be able to be hitting it at 53 watts. No way. I would get a major throat hit. I'd be choking, coughing, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the length, how it has to travel, and how their airflow is. But I get a smooth vape off, a very good smooth vape off of the Nick salt solutions. I would recommend this tank, if anything, even if you use Nick salt solution e-juices, this is the tank I would go with. This tank and coil system, the wheel tank. Definite thumbs up if you're a Nick user, a Nick salt user. I still get the flavor, still get the good Nick salt vape without all the harshness. Somehow it mellows it down, but I don't lose any flavor whatsoever. If anything, the flavor is increased. But yeah, if you're one of those Nick salt, I think like Mr. Salt, I forget the name of the company right at the top of my head, but anyway, highly recommend for that type, especially that type of e-juice. I gotta get another puff. That's pretty good. Now,